It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Good morning and welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry News on this, the 21st day of April. Sorry about the frog in my throat, good heavens. Special thanks this morning to Tom and Lisa from Texas, who gave up their table here at Playmaker Sports Bar, where I like to do the show because it's a good Wi-Fi stream. It's right across from Cafe Promenade, where I get my coffee in the morning. But anyway, they had my table, and I was trying to get set up on another table. They said, "Oh, Chillie, come over here, take this table, because we know you like this one." I do. So special thanks to Tom and Lisa for giving up their table today. All right, folks, today is National Bulldogs Are Beautiful Day, and that includes pugs. So whether you are an American Bulldog or a pug, that I have to point out, Sharon's Viv and Jim and Cassidy's Winston, both of those dogs are known to regularly watch this program. So Viv and Winston, good morning to you and happy Bulldog Day. All right. Cruise ship sailing today from North American ports. Down in Charleston, you got the Carnival Sunshine getting underway. Port Canaveral, the Carnival Elation. Miami, the Celebrity Summit and the Disney Magic. Over in Mobile, the Carnival Ecstasy. Out in San Diego, the Disney Wonder. And in Long Beach and Los Angeles, Carnival Miracle gets underway. A bunch of news stories this morning. Of course, the main one, many of you may have heard already that Mariner of the Seas was involved in a little fender bender crash yesterday. Not Mariner's fault, by the way. MSC details the world cruise for 2024. Carnival says select specialty restaurants will remain free. Azamara donates fares from 2 cruises to charity. The Coast Guard will not, emphasis not, enforce mask mandates. Carnival updates protocols on Sunday's transatlantic. Chillie cancels the South African season and a whole lot more here at 11 o'clock today. Folks, if you're listening via the podcast and you're a regular listener to the podcast, my apologies for yesterday. I was never able to upload yesterday's podcast into the system due to the Wi-Fi signal on the ship, I guess because we were kind of in the middle of the Pacific of sorts. Anyway, the signal was just awful yesterday and it kept timing out. And through the night last night, I even tried to load it this morning. It's still timing out. So I have no idea if today will get up either. So my apologies to you guys. You can always access the broadcast when it does get loaded via my blog, which is accessadventure.net. I will, at some point in time, even if it's not until I'm back in Los Angeles, load yesterday's podcast so you can, if you need to catch up on things, you can. It's also available, of course, wherever you get your podcast from, like Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Podchaser, Pandora, Stitcher, all the big guys. Just check it out. And there's always a link to the description, on the description of the podcast, a link to the video feed in case you want to check out pictures and clips when I post them as well. So, all right, we'll be back with news from today and the details on Mariner of the Seas fender bender right after this word from one of our network sponsors. All right, back with the news for today, folks. Royal Caribbean's Mariner of the Seas was involved in an accident yesterday as the vessel was struck by a cargo ship in Freeport on Grand Bahamas Island. The accident is unfortunate as Royal Caribbean International had only recently changed the itinerary from a sea day to a day in Freeport. The Tropic Freedom cargo vessel hit the concrete pier in port and then hit the stern and was lodged into the Mariner of the Seas. The Royal Caribbean ship sustained minimal damage as the container vessel lodged itself in the ship. Currently, the cargo vessel has been freed from the much larger Royal Caribbean cruise ship. That was done later in the day yesterday. No injuries have been reported, and the captain of Mariner of the Seas has been keeping the guests updated on all the activities. According to passengers on board, Tropic Freedom came alongside the harbor's edge at speed, hit the concrete edge of the dock, and then crashed into Mariner, which caused a lot of noise and shook the entire vessel. The ship, however, will continue on its itinerary as planned. MSC Cruises has announced detail on the MSC World Cruise for 2024, which is set to depart January 5th. Now, I want you to take a look at the map on this one, folks. It's a little slow coming up. Again, see that there we are with the signal, things being slow. There's the maps up finally. Now, you guys know that I like MSC a lot. But do you see something unusual about that world map? I won't say anything until I finish the story. Guests can choose from multiple embarkation ports for the sailing. It's set to sail January 5th, 2024, on board the MSC Poesa, but you can embark on January 4th, day before, in Civitavecchia, the 5th in Genoa, the 6th in Marseille, or the 7th in Barcelona. So they're just calling it the 5th for simplicity's sake, I guess. In total, the voyage will visit 52 destinations in 31 countries. Now, guys, go back and take a look at that map if you haven't been looking at it. See something strange? This world cruise does not go to any place in Asia or Australia. So it's kind of a two-thirds world cruise. I mean, it's a terrific itineraries through all the other countries, but it leaves out a major portion of the world. I found that a little bit strange, but then I'm perverted. So, all right. Carnival announced yesterday that despite their recent rising of specialty restaurant prices, that select specialty restaurants will remain complimentary, at least for the time being. The news of the dining increase concerned upcoming guests on Mardi Gras because the Italian the Italian venue Cucina del Capitano has been complimentary since the ship debuted in July. Chabang, Cucina del Capitano, and Guy's Pig and Anchor will continue to be, as they are now, complimentary. So, don't worry, you're going to get to eat free, folks. All right, Azamara. I've never sailed on Azamara, and I probably only have like a dozen stories a year about Azamara. What was that doing? Here, that's all right. Hold on. Azamara. I've never sailed on Azamara. Where is that coming from? I'm getting feedback from something. I have like a dozen stories a year about Azamara. Where is that coming from? Can you guys hear that? I'm getting feedback, a delayed feedback from someplace. Let me figure out what I did here. sailed on Azamara. Where is that coming from? I'm getting feedback from something. Well, this is that it? Okay, let's try cutting that off and seeing if that's it. All right, now let's see if that feedback disappeared. Wow. Okay, yeah, now it appears to be gone. Whew. All right, so what I was trying to do was to, say, I'm totally befuddled now. All right, Azamara, I had the Azamara ship coming up. All right, Azamara is collaborating with the Tabernacle Choir at Temple Square to donate cruise fares from 2 cruises to charity. The cruises will support the ongoing relief efforts of CARE, International Rescue Committee, and the American Red Cross to help victims of conflict, famine, disease, and other crises around the world. Due to scheduling challenges from the pandemic, the Tabernacle Choir was forced to cancel its long-planned Nordic tour. With the help of Azamara, the choir has turned this cancellation into a remarkable charitable opportunity. Azamara will offer 2 cruises, a 7-night and a 5-night voyage, starting June 17th and June 24th of 2022, visiting ports in Sweden, Denmark, Norway, Finland, and Germany aboard the Azamara Purist, the ship the choir had originally reserved for traveling during its tour. Azamara then has taken all of the proceeds from the fares on those cruises and donate. How's that? All right. Coast Guard has announced that it will no longer be enforcing the use of masks on public maritime vessels, which includes cruise ships and port terminals. This follows, of course, the judge's ruling of the CDC mask order, which applied to all persons traveling on ships into, within, or out of the United States, and to all persons at U.S. ports, have been vacated. This means that guests, by law, will not be forced to wear a mask as they board the ship. However, this question still remains up in the air about the policy inside the cruise terminal itself, like Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and Port Canaveral. They have not followed suit of Boston that did it yesterday when they did away with masks in the Boston terminal. But since the Coast Guard will no longer enforce the mask mandate, it makes it a lot more likely that port facilities will be dropping the mask mandate on its own in cruise terminals. And I have a feeling you're going to start hearing about that today. That gives them a day to mull through the legalities of the situation. And now that there is no enforcement behind the mandates, it seems sensible that they will, in fact, drop them in the terminals as well. Carnival Pride is sailing Sunday, this coming Sunday, on a transatlantic. Guests that are booked on it on the transatlantic crossing of the Carnival Pride found out yesterday about updated health and safety protocols on the 14-night voyage. This includes new end-of-cruise testing requirements for returning to the U.S., as well as a reminder about booster shots and other protocols. The biggest update is the need for all guests flying back to the U.S. at the end of the cruise to present a negative test result within 24 hours of their flight's departure from Barcelona. Guests who have at-home test kits, like the Abbott binary test that I use all the time, can bring them on board the ship and will be able to use the internet on board to be tested on the last day of the cruise. Both rapid PCR and antigen tests are also available at the Barcelona airport, and guests are responsible for the cost of that testing. The most important reminder, not only for the guests on this transatlantic sailing, but for guests on all European sailings this summer, is that the overall situation is very fluid and requirements can change at any time. It's been that way for some time now, and it's not going to change anytime soon. As we're, changes a lot of people are happy about unmasking. Some people are still worried that it's premature because we've got this new variant going nuts again in some places. We're just going to have to wait this one out, folks. All right. Chillie Cruises has made the decision to cancel all cruises in South Africa for the following season, affecting scheduled voyages of Mein Schiff 3. The first voyage affected by the cancellations is the 11-night cruise from Mallorca to Tenerife on October 23rd. The cancellations run through the entire season until March the 3rd of 2023, when Mein Schiff 3 was scheduled to start repositioning a cruise from Cape Town to Gran Canaria. In a letter to its guests, Chillie Cruises said that there are two distinct reasons for the cancellation. One is the interest in South African voyages has declined. I'm kind of surprised about that, as those unusual voyages seem to be on the uptick around the world. And the current situation of COVID in that part of the world makes it very difficult for a small line like Chillie to execute safely on its ships. A combination of Caribbean and Norway cruises will replace the affected cruises. All right, that's going to wrap up my news portion of the day. Let's go over in the chat room. By the way, tomorrow I do have my schedule for getting off the ship, and it is going to conflict exactly with the time of the show. So I will write and tape the show in the morning early. John will run the show for me. He will actually be in Minneapolis tomorrow from a hotel room there. But he will actually run the show, take care of the chat room tomorrow, because I'm going to, as the show starts tomorrow, which is, of course, 8 o'clock Los Angeles time, is when I will be giving up my scooter and getting in a wheelchair and pushed off the ship. And then they're sending me, transferring me to LAX. And as it looks now, I'll be spending about, 10 hours in LAX before my flight. I go through Denver to Charlotte, and then Charlotte to Lynchburg. So I won't get in until midday Saturday. But that's the way it's going to be. So, all right, to the chat room. Gretchen's with us. Cindy's here. Good view behind the table. Thank you, Gretchen. Yeah, I love this. This is just a great spot for me. And I'm assuming that my signal maintains for the broadcast. But man, I can't get anything to upload. That's the strange thing about this Wi-Fi signal. Still can't get yesterday's podcast to upload. And that's just the audio file. That's not even a video file. Michael Gale's with us. Hi, Michael. Good to see you today. Amy's here. I love hearing of all the ships that are leaving today. I remember when there were none and then just one or two. Yeah, Amy, I do. It's one of the reasons I do that. You know, it's exceptionally kind of difficult tomorrow because of the number of them for the whole weekend. But anyway, I'll tape that in the morning. It'll be on. So, Hot Air Tom, I thought you were going to be gone today. No, that's tomorrow. You're going to be doing something different. So the CDC. Wait a minute. Will I come up yet? The CDC has asked the Justice Department to contest the mass ruling. It should be interesting to see how that goes. The CDC has asked them to contest the mask ruling, but then I am assured by the folks in the administration that even if the decision is overturned, they're not going to go back. So I realize why they're doing it. They're doing it so that a judge can't just overturn, any policy that an agent of the government makes. All right, Kenneth's with us up in Pennsylvania. Hi, Kenneth. Gretchen says that they said they only want to establish that they have the authority for the future. They don't expect to reinstall the mandate anytime soon. Yeah, that's basically what I was assured by folks in the administration, that was going to be the case. Of course, that also gives them the freedom. Let's say this variant goes nuts and the cases and hospitalization and all like that go wild again. Then they have the flexibility of being able to reinstitute it if they need be. Of course, that's going to be hard to do ever again, but they would have the freedom of doing that, I guess. Katie's with us. Hi, Katie. Jason's here. I'm in Pittsburgh. It's dangerous over there. Yes, it is. Jason says, mute the computer. I could mute the. Could you guys hear that? Could you guys hear the backlog? The back that I was getting. I'm not sure muting the computer so I didn't hear it would keep you guys from hearing it. I don't know. I didn't see that at the time, or I might have tried it. Oh, there's Tom says, do you have Facebook on someplace? Facebook is very annoying. Hard to get it to shut up. Yeah, but I didn't have it on live. I mean, not the live stream or the show. I'm not sure why that happened. It was probably something that I did wrong. Me, with technical things. Click X, then it minimizes, and click that X, and the sound remains. Oh, yeah, Facebook thing. Yeah, Hot Air Tom's in Facebook jail. I'm unlawfully locked up. I think that's a almost funny story. I suppose, Hot Air, they thought that you were some unknowledgeable person making statements about cruise fares that, with having no backup whatsoever. I don't know. I didn't think there was anything wrong with the statement they threw you in jail for either. Facebook agreed they screwed up but didn't release me. Yeah, see, that's not right. They should have taken the whole thing away and issued an apology. Gretchen's laughing about it. What did you do this time, Hot Air? You should make a new account called Hot Air Tom and post all your exploits. There you go. Hot Air Tom on Facebook. Of all the crap on Facebook, that's a real accomplishment. You should be proud, Tom. It's a great line, Gretchen. There's Pete. What do you say, Pete? Pete's with us from over there in the UK. He just got off a fancy new ship. Good afternoon, Chillie. How's the cruise going? How many is that now? This is what, the 8th one this year. 58th overall, I think it is. Great to see you cruising. The food looks great. Cheers. This has been a very interesting cruise. I've been doing a lot of work. I've been conversing back and forth with Royal Caribbean on some accessibility issues here, which I will be going public with after I'm off the ship. There are some things here that need fixing, and I'm hoping that I will have some answers for those things by the time I get the videos done and everything. But anyway, I was actually sent out to do some shooting some pictures yesterday. So I spent some time actually shooting some pictures for Royal Caribbean, because people away from the ship did not understand the positions that I was trying to prove to them. So they sent me out to actually take some pictures to back up what I was saying. So I did. Gretchen says, how long will the Facebook jail last, Tom? Emily's here. Hi, Emily. On my Wi-Fi, the Wi-Fi signal is glitchy here and there. That's just been, I haven't had troubles like this ever since I started the podcast. Yesterday was my 92nd podcast. And it's the first time ever that I've had trouble uploading it. Then I've been on this is the 8th cruise this year. Well, I've been doing podcasts since the very first cruise. So, I don't know. What airline are you flying home? Amy wants to know. I'm flying home on American. If you're going to be at LAX for 10 hours before the flight leaves, maybe you should get a day pass to one of the lounges. I'm going to ask American when I get there in the morning and check in if that's even possible. And if not, can they refer me? I don't even know if there's American Lounge. I'm assuming there is. Yeah. And because I have airport wheelchair service, that would be a simple matter for them to park me in the American Lounge and then get me to the flight on time. So, but yeah, that's a good suggestion, Amy, and one that I had thought of. What if the government loses the case? So, well, then it's going to stay as it is right now. Oh, you mean on that's a very good question. That would certainly give some federal judges maybe a little more leeway, although the judges are not supposed to be political. I don't care who appointed them. They're not supposed to be. And it's very debatable. I've read the judge's opinion, and I'm not entirely sure it's
costly from back to please contact guest services at this time by dialing 0. Thank you.
I've read the opinion, and I don't see it to be that political in nature. Yeah, because of so many things have been politicized about the pandemic, about mask wearing, and everything else. But it's still, there's some legal basis there that, at least my understanding of the law. So I kind of disagree with the media, but then that's what's new about that. I left comments under your video yesterday on Facebook. Yeah, I know. I saw them. I always see your comments, Emily. Always. Oh, Hot Air Snom says he's going to forward the post to you, Jason. Yeah, I didn't see anything really wrong with that. Anyway, the Oculus VR can also lock you out if they don't like what you say in the hangout rooms. And Cruising Pete says, don't mess with the accessibility guy. Yeah, they, well, actually, they're not messing with me, Pete. They're not actually saying I'm wrong. They're wanting me to prove what I'm saying to them, because apparently they're not getting the same information from other personnel. So I did what they asked and sent them a whole bunch of stuff. So, but anyway, that's why a lot of this is not out yet, because I'm still working on it from the inside. So anyway, that's good. Pete says, I thought you would have escaped jail by now, Hot Air. Katie says, hi, Pete. Pete says, hello to Katie and everybody. What's with that JJ Crew video in the hot tub? Okay, JJ Crew, I've been following them from back when they were little like me, and they just exploded. There are a couple guys that I find them delightful. I find them very humorous. Jordan, one of them, has done some work for me. He's also a travel agent on the side. I like the guys. So I have a couple of their shirts. But one of the things they do on cruises is they do a live stream from a hot tub. So that was a tongue-in-cheek JJ Crew got nothing on me kind of thing. It was playing with them over the airways. I'm doing a group cruise. I'm doing their group cruise in June, 2 back-to-back group cruises. And they, or Jared or Jordan, I can't remember which one replied, but maybe it was Jared, replied that he can't wait for me to be in the group in a hot tub with them for a live stream or something silly like that. So they play, I play. But that's what that was about, Jason. They're fun guys, and I enjoy them. So Pete says, how's New York, Emily? All right, guys, that's going to wrap me up. As you see, I'm in long sleeves again today. When I left my room this morning, I was out about 2 minutes and came back in to get long sleeves on again. It's pretty nippy as we're getting closer and closer to LA. Anyway, there will be a show tomorrow, folks. John's going to quarterback the show for me from Minnesota. So I will not see anybody until, I don't even know about Sunday. I know I'm doing Pete's show on Sunday with Pete and Allison. Allison's going to host it. So I will be doing that on Sunday. And Cruise Amigos, I would imagine we're on for Sunday. Have not checked with Martin or John on that one. But anyway, we'll see how that goes. So I'm not sure when I'll see. If I don't see anybody over the weekend, I'll see you again on Monday morning for Travel and Cruise Industry News. I'll be back for a couple days at home in Virginia. And then I'll be leaving on the train to go to Seattle. But anyway, we'll talk to everybody soon. That's it for today. This is the old fat travel guy. You guys stay safe, stay healthy. think about cruising, and hopefully one day soon we'll all get together on the high seas. Later, y'all. See you tomorrow, Sunday, or Monday. Have a great day.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry